Is the world really the way I see it? Or am I just beginning to question myself? Lately, I've been trying to figure it out. I've been looking around, observing, asking quietly, why do I feel distant from people? Why do little things irritate me more than they should? Why do I doubt kindness, even when it's right in front of me? One afternoon, I was standing outside in the sunlight. It was warm, bright, almost too bright. I glanced at a few of my middle-aged friends. They squinted, lifted their hands to block the sun. But I didn't. I didn't need to, because I was wearing dark sunglasses. And then it hit me. I was standing there trying to describe the color of the light while I was wearing tinted lenses. That moment stopped me, because I suddenly realized, what if I've been interpreting the world not as it truly is, but through a filter I forgot I was even wearing? What if the world isn't as dark, or cold, or distant as I thought? What if I've just grown used to the shade? That was the beginning of truly questioning how I see the world, and asking at last if it was ever the world's fault at all. I used to think I saw the world as it truly was, clear, honest, rational, but slowly, I realized what I was seeing was just the world through a pair of colored glasses. Glasses I had put on long ago, so long that I'd forgotten they were even there. I put them on at 8 years old, the day I stood alone in the schoolyard after class. A light drizzle in the cold air, my arms hugging a school bag and a bouquet of flowers I got for academic excellence. I thought Mom would be proud, but she didn't come. She was at the market, too busy. I stood there, not crying, not speaking, just waiting. And that chill I felt didn't come from the wind. It came from the feeling that maybe I wasn't as important as the vegetables. That was when I began to believe to be loved, I had to be good, flawless, impressive. So I became a machine. Every exam, every score, every time I didn't get called to the principal's office was another medal I won just to survive. I wasn't studying to learn. I was studying to stay safe, to keep Mom happy, to avoid disappointment. And so I wore the glasses of achievement is everything. Through them, I saw the world as a competition. Everyone was a rival. Praise was a prize. And failure? Failure meant I didn't matter. When I was 11, someone accused me of stealing. I didn't do it, but no one believed me. So one day, I did take something, a fancy pen from another boy's desk. Not because I needed it, but because, what's the point in being good if no one sees it? I knew it was wrong. But what hurt more than guilt was the quiet voice in my head that said, they already think the worst of you. Why keep trying to be good? From that moment on, I began to believe the world was selfish. If you didn't look out for yourself, you'd be crushed. My teenage years passed like that behind layers of masks. I joked to hide anxiety. I kept people at arm's length to avoid getting hurt. I said nice things I didn't mean. I began to believe that if you showed weakness, you'd be eaten alive. Every time someone let me down, I didn't feel hurt. I felt justified. See? I knew it. People aren't real. Years later, I saw my niece playing outside. She tripped, scraped her knee, and cried loudly. I almost told her, "You're fine, get up." But something stopped me. I remembered that little boy me, who had once been hurt and no one noticed. So I knelt down, touched her knee gently and said, "That must really hurt, doesn't it?" She nodded. Then, out of nowhere, she wrapped her arms around me. That simple hug unlocked something, like someone had finally seen my pain too. That night, I stood in front of the mirror, and I finally saw it. I wasn't naturally cold, or suspicious, or driven. I was just a child who once wanted to be heard, to believe in kindness, but was taught too early that it was dangerous. I wasn't bad. I was defending myself. From then on, I started to realize I wasn't seeing the world as it was. I was seeing it through glasses shaped by pain. And if I didn't take them off, I'd spend the rest of my life in a warped version of reality. So I tried. I tried to remove the glasses. It wasn't easy. Sometimes I'd slip and wear them again without knowing. But at least now I knew they were there. I began asking myself, is this feeling coming from now, or from something unhealed? Am I angry, or am I scared? Am I cold? Or am I just waiting for someone to reach out first? And slowly, I began to see the world more clearly. I saw others like me. Everyone wears glasses. Everyone's been hurt. And everyone is just doing the best they can with the pain they carry. When I understood that, I stopped judging. I wanted to understand. I wanted to connect. And above all, I wanted to heal so I could see life through clear, gentle eyes. So here it is. This story doesn't have a perfect ending. Only a quiet, honest journey. A journey of taking off the colored glasses, one day at a time. So that one day, I can look in the mirror and say, yes, I've been wounded, but I'm no longer letting my wounds do the seeing. And as I kept walking this path one quiet step at a time, I started noticing something else. Something I had been blind to for so long. It was in the way I snapped at kindness. The way I kept my distance from people who cared. The way I rolled my eyes when someone believed in me. At first, I thought it was just who I was. A bit cynical, a bit sharp, a bit too guarded. But then came the friends who stayed. The rare ones. The patient ones. They didn't try to fix me. They didn't run when I showed the worst of myself. They just stayed and told me gently, I see the good in you even when you don't. And through them, I began to see the broken pieces inside me more clearly. Not with shame, but with understanding. I looked back to the moments I'd buried, to the hurts I told myself didn't matter. And suddenly I saw the anger was fear. The coldness was protection. The selfishness was hunger for love. Those ugly parts of me, they weren't born from evil. They were born from pain. And maybe that means they're not permanent. Maybe I can learn to be more than what the pain made me. In the next part of this journey, I want to tell you how I started recognizing those wounds, not just in myself, but in the people I once judged too quickly. Because when you see your own pain clearly, you begin to see the world differently too. But that's a story for another time.